I'm so sad. She's a PG roaster. Hey. Hey. All right, let's get away from the silliness. Let's get to the serious stuff. We don't play around here. So, on a serious topic. So, yeah.
Het uitleggen.
Of uitleggen. On the conversation about mental health, and we won't go into what happened because obviously it's obvious to everybody. But one of the things was that a lot of mental health was playing out of that whole situation as well, even though people are denying that it was related to that. One of the things is about being due. One of the things I want to say is that a lot of people I've read comments saying, oh, we use it as an excuse. Oh, we're behaving in certain ways as an excuse. What I'm going to say is that we've got through it. What we're saying is that we've got through it, and we're not using it as an excuse. We're trying to say, look, we still
being
alcoholic. We have to be careful. I'm always going to have a depression and mental health issues, but I'm not depressed. I'm in a good space. So we're not using it as an excuse. This is what I'm like when I'm not depressed. So, you know, if you think I'm using an excuse, that's right. So I heard the same thing about you, that, you know, you're using it as an excuse to kind of do certain things. But when we had a conversation, you said that you were just going to make yourself as well. Do you agree with that? Getting raven and let's get Zoubida in as well, the female voice as well. Because one of the things is that the whole point of us talking about this was that it enabled people to listen to us and talk so openly, and then other people come up to me, even certain individuals I've never spoken to. I'm not going to point to anyone, but he knows who I'm talking to. I've never spoken to him. He come over to me and goes, oh bro, I saw your thing the other week, and you know, I really appreciate it, and we had a good talk about it. And so this is the whole point of it, that we're so open about our own issues, or allow other men or females as well to start kind of coming in and say, right, we had this particular issue, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. What about yourself, Raven? You about mental health?
Well, I do a lot of work where I visit like in the community who's going through some issues, try to bring them out, and obviously the idea is to try to like, I don't know, it's and some of them probably come to speak but for me, it really is about listening, right? And that's why I say that your stories of how, you said you don't truly overcome, but you're more adapt, is that right?
Yeah, so I'm quite selfish in the way I live my life. Right. Like when I saw you in the train, I said I'm going to go on a different carriage. Yeah. And a lot of people find that weird, but I don't like seeing people in the train, so I'm going to do it.
But I think it's the understanding of that. So if you told me this is how you operate, then this is how we should operate.
Yeah, so a lot of people think I'm what it is I've realised though, with depression, it's a bit like being an alcoholic. Like, I have an alcohol problem. I know to stay away from certain people. So there's a lot of places to be friends with. I get it off because I'm just not drinking. I haven't drank since. Certain areas, certain places don't go to because you know it might trigger you to want to have a drink. Same with depression. I know certain things are going to trigger me. And it may be a tiny little thing, but if you add everything up, then it adds up. So this small little thing is tiny to you, but I might have 10 other things I have to deal with that I can't compromise. So take the easy stuff out. Like I like to eat by myself at home. So I eat by myself. That's not a big deal. I just don't up by myself. And even my job, I'm working with an artist. And that's quite selfish in a way because, you know, it's not the best paying job. But I know for my mental health, that's going to be the most productive way for me to live because I don't work well, as you might kind of a guess. So, you know, if I'm working in a company, I know it's it happens twice when I work all over the place.
So what do you think is stopping people from coming to the
well, obviously, with when I told people that he was suicidal, and when I told people started mocking him, oh, you're a pussy, oh, you're this, you're trying to kill yourself, and I still hear people saying that to him, yeah? And, you know, every time they're attacking him now, they use the fact that he was suicidal to attack him.
Is that peaceful or is that the online troll community?
Whether it's online troll or whether it's just people in general, it will still have an effect on
I agree with that.
So, I'll give it a touch. So for me, yeah, I'm not a machine, I'm not being thingy. I can't get through to me because I can't get in touch. do it. But if he was to say the same thing when I was in my depressed state, he could have taken me over the edge.
And I agree with that.
But what I would say is,
one trying to find is when you have like an invisible person online, we can't actually engage with them in like actual conversation. If someone's coming to talk, let's tell you to give yourself attention. We can actually have a conversation with what is happening in their mind. If you've told them that you're very vulnerable, their answer is no.
I mean, Omar, I don't want to bring in too much, just see my second pop up like the Candyman. So we might say Omar, Candyman chunks up like little Omar, a rap boy. So the thing is, yeah, with him, I know for a fact that looking at him, he has, like, when we say mental health issues, it doesn't mean you're mad. Mental health includes loads of different stuff. Yeah, and so depression is mental health, anxiety is mental health. You know, being depressed about a lot of things. You know, generally, most people suffer from mental health issues at some point. So the thing is, for men, it's different from females. The leaders here, we'll get that situation in as well. With men, is that when you disclose this, there are men about that will use it to attack you. Yeah, and most men who have, like, you know, a lot of people think they're alpha males. I'm a beta male and I'm proud of it. So it doesn't affect me. So if you say, oh, you're this and you're that, oh, you're cool, I'm through it now. So, but if you're an alpha male and you want to show like, oh, nothing affects you, then these kind of things, you're just going to let it affect you because you're trying to hold it in and some man's going, oh, you try to kill yourself, it will affect you.
But it's the type of person who, you remember the joke we've done before, right? Yeah. I think it's important to get people like him used to it, because you said yourself, he's going through something. I guess once you're going through a certain kind of pain, you don't necessarily care about it.
Yeah, you become very selfish. The biggest problem with depression is that a lot of people start finding suicidal or depressed. They start to think that they're nasty, selfish people. I will in a minute, like nasty, selfish people. But I remember, like, when I was depressed, I didn't care about other people's feelings. Yeah. That's my Iranian brother just couldn't handle the heat.
Salam Muhammad.
The cold. So basically, like with myself, like I forgot what frankly lose my train of thought. Well, let's get the female, because I do want to say there's a lady that come earlier, Rashma Akhtar, big up to her. And I thought she was an online troll. I thought it was a 50-year-old man pretending to be a woman, because he kept asking for Sophia Lewis. And I was like, this is weird. She come to the park today, and she spoke about depression as well. And she's going to try and get onto our show, your show, I mean. But I joined, we're going to try and do a joint depression show that we can get guests on. And so she came today. So Zoubida, have you got anything to take from a female perspective? Because I think it's different.
Yeah, I feel like with girls, it's got to do a lot of confidence issues. A lot of girls have, they're quite shy, they don't like being in big crowds, and things like body shaming can cause a lot of depression, because if somebody's constantly calling you names about the way you look, and girls always have pride in the way they look, they always want to look a certain way, and the fact that they've tried it, someone's just going to knock you down to that's a big insecurity for females, so then that makes them shy away, and that also makes them isolate themselves, because they're so scared of being judged. And the thing is with females, always being judged by the way we look, by the way we act, in society, we have this idea of how females should look, and in reality, females don't look that type of way. We have different women from different shapes and sizes, shapes and sizes, from different colours, from different races, from different religions, and we have this specific image that everyone's trying to go for, and some girls just don't want to live up to that. So if you don't look like that, you end up getting bashed for it, you end up being called fat, you end up being called ugly, when you're not necessarily fat or ugly. So I feel like it's a confidence thing with females. I think we need a lot more inspirational women to build up a lot of these girls' confidence. Because I look up to people like Healh. She might not be looking like Kim Kardashian, but she's very intelligent, she's very wise, she's very confident, she's got a lot of confidence. And a lot of people look up to people like Kim Kardashian, which is your choice. But Kim Kardashian is not a realistic woman. She's not your everyday average woman. So I feel like I'm going to refer back to online, because there is a lot of bullying going on online, just calling people ugly, calling people fat, and that person don't affect me, because if you were to tell me that I'm wrong or I'm fake, then that would affect me, because I'm doing something wrong. I can't help the way I look, and I'm not going to change the way I look to please people, but my personality, that's what I can change, because that's ultimately what's going to get through to people. That's what's going to make people like me or dislike me. I don't dislike people for the way that they look, that's them, but I will dislike you for the way you talk, the way you act. That's what's going to make my opinion of you. So we have a lot of people with this closed mindset. They're just going to judge you based on the way that you look, without taking into account your personality, without taking into account your mentality. So, to all my ladies out there bit skinny. Don't worry about all that because you are beautiful inside and out. Yeah, nobody can judge you. Nobody can put you down. Be confident in yourself. If you've got something to say, like I said, say it. Be confident in yourself. Stop following society. Stop watching Instagram because that's not real life. You know, this is real life at the end of the day. So yeah, you know, that's my thing.
Yeah, I do want to say one thing. Me and him, me and Sid Bash, we can pick up Sid Bash. Me and him were enemies online. I didn't know who he was. I just had a name called Sid Bash. And for like a year, he was. I'm going to have to say it.
No.
He was threatening me. I'm going to go down to the park. I'm going to do this to you. I'm going to do that to you. Yeah. And so what's happened was that all of a sudden he decided, all right, this ain't the best way to go. I've decided as well that I'm a bit too antagonistic and we come to like a middle ground. And now we're cool with each other. And so when I then put the face to the name, he's totally different from the person I thought he was going to be. So a lot of these people that are commenting, you know, when you read the stuff, you probably think there's some nasty individual behind it. Most of them are just like normal people that do 9 to 5 jobs and they haven't got nothing better to do at that particular time. And so they're writing stuff.
So the other thing was, I started getting a lot of hate because I stopped trolling Raj, and I was trolling him a lot. Like to the stage where he was mentioning.
We're going to do a show where we reveal all the messages. We'll go through them and ask him what's meant by this and that.
But one of the reasons why I stopped is I started to realise because he was saying a lot of controversial stuff and stuff I didn't really like. So what I decided was that rather than going the hate approach, let's try and communicate instead and try to get him on board. And we then started talking. And then, look, I mean, you have to admit, Raj don't agree with every single view he has, but he's completely changed compared to when he first started off. So, and that was what communicating. We started to get to know who I was, who Regards was, we started communicating, and now we have common ground where we can work with each other and understand each other and why and so forth. I got a lot of hate for why we were allowing Raj on a panel, why we were communicating with them. We were getting a lot of hate for it. So my answer to that was that rather than going down the lane of not allowing him to come on the panel and just giving him hate and everything, right? That's clearly not working. We tried it. I did it for about a year. It didn't work. Right?
I love it.
So now what we're doing is we're bringing him on. We're understanding his views and opinions, and he's understanding our views and opinions. And that way we're communicating, and he understands us better, and we understand him better. So that's clearly working more effectively than what the other method was. So we've literally gone down that way. So.
Yeah, I mean,
just answer that point, sorry, because obviously Sid Bash's panel is majority like Muslims, and because of Raj's comments about certain things like jizya and his opinions, which he's entitled to have, we've been told not to speak to him. But I don't feel like that's the way to work with people. Like this speaker's corner, right? You're gonna hear all sorts of opinions. You're gonna hear things that you don't like, but there's ways of dealing with it. So, like Sid Bash said, we've tried to, swear at him, and it doesn't work. But it's more better for us to come to some sort of common ground. Because if you look at him just a human, take your religion aside, we actually have a lot of things in common, and we have a lot of things that we both share, we've both been through. Because at the end of the day, it's all about humanity. Regardless of what religion you come from, or what country you come from, what culture you come from, these people are human. And this is also promoted within our religion. Prophet Muhammad ﷺ never disrespected anybody based on their colour, based on their race, based on their religion. He was fair to everybody, and that's the way we should be. Even though Raj said things that are offensive things.
I don't say nothing about God, Muhammad, or the Quran. I mean anything. It's about certain things I don't like.
And I mean, with the jizya, he's entitled to have that opinion. As long as you're respectful, and as long as you don't take piss, then it's all good. I can speak. I say to people, they're saying to me, why are you speaking to Raj for? He does Islam. So what do you expect me to do? Do you expect me to swear at him? Do you expect me to say something rude to him? Do you expect me to what do you want me to do? You know what I'm saying to you? So I don't care what religion you're from, what culture you're from. If you're nice with me, I'm nice with you. And on a day-to-day basis, I'm around so many different people. I'm around Christians, I'm around black people, I'm around Asian people from different faiths, and we get along fine. And when you come to the speaker's corner, that's when it starts to become very, he's Christian, he's religion, he's Muslim, he's this. So then that's where all the arguments start, the opinions. But on a day-to-day life, you're around so many different people, you get along with them. You go to the shop, your shopkeeper's Sikh. You go to the chicken shop, the guy's Hindu, and you speak to him with respect.
I like that because he said Sikhs are some of the best people. I agree.
Yeah, they're good people. You get good and bad in everybody. You get good and bad in everybody. You know what I'm saying to you? You give what you take. If you're nice with me, I'm nice with you. If you're rude with me, I could either walk away, I could be rude back. You know what I'm saying to you? So it's all about respect at the end of the day, because we're not going to move on if we just base people on their religion. Or he's Muslim, I can't talk to him. Or he's Christian, I can't talk to him. Regardless if he's a nice person, if he's not a nice person. I'll tell you now, I've had people, Christians, help me more than Muslims. I've had Sikhs be more respectful to me than Muslims. So I'm not going to judge you based on your religion. I'm going to judge you based on your mentality and the way that you treat people, regardless of where you're from.
And the thing is that all of us suffer from mental health at some point. Doesn't matter what religion you are, and people use particular things to get them through it. Some people might use religion. That might be their kind of their crutch that they're going to use to get through it. Other people are going to use alcohol, or use this and use that. So once you kind of like scratch the surface of these online trolls and stuff, who do cause people mental health issues. This is why we're talking about it.
Yeah, I agree.
Because the trolls, what they don't realise is that, you know, and it is sort of like we're kind of online personas, and then they see us and they think, all right, we're going to say that. For me, it doesn't affect me, if I'm being honest with you. But it could affect other people. And I do say this, that, you know, when I've read comments about odds, oh, kill yourself, you should have done this, you should have. One day, one of your kids, maybe your brother or sister, or somebody in your family, might be in the same position where they're feeling that, and when they Google into thingy and they see a YouTube video, and they see these nasty comments saying you should have killed yourself, you may be the person that might tip that person over. Instead of really positive comments, they're really, oh, kill yourself, do this, do that. And so this is the big problem. Like with females, obviously, you know, females suffer from depression, and they do have a higher rate of trying to kill themselves. But when it comes to actually doing it, men are on another level. When they do it, there's a high chance that they're going to be successful unless someone intervenes. And that's basically because I think women talk about their issues more with other
That's why they say, oh, women are so emotional, but at least we're talking about it, at least we're not holding that emotion. Because what you find, yeah, a lot of people build up that emotion and they end up exploding, right? So you might have somebody that's been going through a lot, and not saying something, and one little thing might trigger that person. There's people that have killed themselves for things like breaking up with their partner. So imagine what other people are going through when they're being told to kill themselves and being abused, and they're still holding it down. Some people kill themselves for the most minor things, and there's people like us who's holding it down, who's being strong, but we're all human. There's only so much that we can take, and people are not helping. People are making it even more worse, and it actually is quite sad to see that people have this type of mentality in this world. It's actually, it can make anybody depressed. Even just reading the comments, you're like, what's wrong with this guy? Like, why so evil? Why so heartless? For no reason. I ain't done nothing wrong to you. You know, you might not like what I say, but there's things about talking about it. You don't have to get personal. You don't have to get rude. You don't have to get disrespectful. It's just manners, isn't it?
So would you say that a solution to this, right, is if you identify that there's a person who can back to you, and you say this online or whatever, you actually write there. So a conversation about a topic, see if you can actually find some point around the solution to the actual idea.
Well, one thing I've realised is that if you talk about a topic that you both sort of agree on, and it's not too controversial, so like with me and Big Ards, we both started off, if you look at the first time we met, he chased me around the park and I had to get him removed by the police.
Hey, do you want to get chased again?
But now we're cool. Like, I'm more cool within the
They don't sound like it.
And so the way that happened is obviously because we started talking about what unified us. And one thing that unified us was the fact that he's a proud Punjabi. And I'm a proud Punjabi. It just happens we're in separate sides of the thing. It used to be one place before. And that's the same with depression. I didn't really know us. In fact, me and you had a lot of confrontations online. When I heard you, I thought you was the guy that, you know, I was going to have massive conflicts with. And so remember we had a to and fro. So all of these two individuals here, I had issues with both of them online.
My hand, I can't, I'm going to close it. No, I'm going to close it.
Both of me have shared stories that I've never, like, when you go to Chapter 9's video, I told something that I've never said online before, and I've only said in countless.
Yes!
And I'm not going to repeat it because I'm going to watch the video. So the only reason was because Oz had said something so personal about it. And so I'm hoping that people can jump on them. If you want to join, can we do a regular weekly show? So what we want to try and do is a weekly show online, and then, you know, we can have myself, Oz,
اوكي راج حبيبي راج
they want to tell their story anonymously, or they can do it publicly. We can give them solutions.
What I think it might be a good idea.
Getting knocked out.
Now we have to approach with this free yourself, right?
No, we'll do both. We're going to do both. We're going to do a story. So if people are comfortable to come to the park and give us their stories.
Only shocking.
I don't leave the house. So can I say something? I very rarely leave the house. The time I leave the house, they're right. When people say, "Well, just get up and go speak to school," you're damn right. that's when I get out the house. I might just go shopping to get my basic food, but I'm happy like that. For me, it's not sad. I prefer my own company, so leave me alone. Yeah. You may think it's sad, but it's not. It's me. I love drawing. So when I'm sitting there and I'm depressed and I can draw, I'm lucky in that sense because when you draw, you've got a hobby that you can make as a living. It alleviates a lot of pressure and stress. So I know when I get depressed, I heard the one where you said you. But I have to admit, a couple of weeks ago, I fell into depression. It was nothing to do with speaking. It was stuff. And what I did, I just put my mind into my artwork. And after a couple of days, the depression. Yeah. Because I didn't draw for 13 years. And the year 13 years I didn't draw after the dark period. That's so depressed. And so when I'm drawing, someone's a musician. I found out recently. So something's brilliant. And so you're a musician, so you understand music. Even if the world's burning around you, you said those words. You're really concentrating on what you're doing. You can kind of like overcome a lot.
It's something that I take this hard long, when I'm just like,
Get to do David Brent one.
Well, I think we facilitate like a week's week or a month discussion with people who come down. And obviously, online platform.
Told you, if I know you and I find out who you are,
I mean, make it like a purpose. If you start straight, and that's when the results come. Also, if you are
no new squad. I see the no new squad.
My hand is done. I can't. My hand is cold.
If you might want to come over here because the noise is a bit loud. Let's go. Oh, your hands are hurting. All right. Who else can? I'll hold it anyway. Don't worry. Who else can hold it?
If you just ignore it, then you're not going to say something bad, you're going to say something bad. You're giving them an opportunity to correct it. So sometimes I'm not guilty. I'm guilty of this as well. I put myself in a situation where I allow people to abuse me, people that can even speak to me in real life, and I'm giving them that chance to say what they want to say to me. So if you're responding back to somebody, that's it. She wants to talk in it. She's allowing me to abuse her. So then he's going to go back and forth, and I'm going to go back and forth. And I can't do nothing about it because he's behind the screen. So I say to people, just ignore it. And I know some of the comments are like, really, he's taking it, and you want to say something back. So just ignore it, dead that. So we all need to like, you've got to count to 10, you've got to turn your phone off. Like, that's how I feel like doing. I feel like turning my phone off, going to the countryside or something, and just breathing in some nice air and it's toxic, man. It's toxic.
We're in a weird time where, because I'm old enough to know the time when there was no internet. And when I was growing up, when there was a problem, you know, it would just stick to a small group, and after a while that problem would either dissipate or you can move away from it. Now you have an online community where it will just go on forever. And it's hard for people to disconnect now. It's almost like it's like a life support machine, and they can't think of a world without it.
I think one of the issues is a lot of people have like this online persona. People judge it by the persona, so they don't think about the family, the upbringing, the struggle, the hardship. You see, this guy is on the TV, shouting loud, don't like his face. What you've identified with you guys spoke, you found the man in the show, right? There's a common ground. So I think, I can keep going back. The main solution is to invite people to speak about a topic. If you try that, then it's the same things you got with you with regards and so forth. It's going to happen.
Yeah, and I think the depression topic is something that probably, or the mental health issues is probably the topic that's the most unifying, because it affects everybody no matter what race, religion, or whatever you are. So if we can stick to that, and if, you know, people can start listening to it. I've had lots of comments though as well about you and myself. That thank you for disclosing. It's helped us so much. So or even if we help one person, that's all that matters, man. You know, it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, we could do, what we'll do is like, we can do this like every other week or maybe once a week, and then but we will do our panel like we can do, pick up particular day, and then we'll do that once a week, and we can get people on. So if you want to jump on and tell your story and how you cope, or we can give them tips on how to cope with kind of getting out of the So one of,
I won't say it's get organised, right? Pick a name that best describes this situation, and then invite them to this particular thing, and then have like certain agendas and then come down. Because we're going to find there's other people out there who really are listening to what they're doing, but they're visible, right? So by getting structure, they're going to be able to come down, and not everyone's going to want to talk. They might just want to listen, and then when the camera drops,
I mean, we can also do a private hangout if once the show's over and if somebody wants to jump on and they're very, very seriously, in a serious situation, we can give them advice privately as well. So I'm willing to do that option as well. So I'm not sure if there's anything else that you guys want to chat about, or should we kind of move on to the next subject?
I feel like when you hear people's stories, like, some people might do this tough guy thing, but when they actually start opening up, it makes you understand them more as a person. So like with Oz now, just hearing his whole situation makes me a bit more sensitive to this situation, because I don't know how everyone else operates, but when I hear what people have gone through, their struggles, it makes me a bit more softer on them. It makes me take my time with them, because I understand now what they're going through. Some people, there's a lot of broken hearts behind smiling faces, right? You've got a lot of people that seem to be happy and they're broken inside. You know what I'm saying to yourself? If you've got a friend that seems a little bit off, just say, bro, you okay? Sissy, you okay? You can talk to me, because sometimes when we're with our friends, it's only jokes and banter. You don't want to kill the mood by talking about your depression. You know what I'm saying to you? But that's what friends are for. Friends are not just for 5 minutes of fun or wasting time. They're there to be confiding. They're there for a support system. And I found that some of my friends I couldn't do that with. I couldn't talk to them.
They're frenemies. A lot of people are frenemies. 90% of the people you're classify as friends will be frenemies. They're not really true friends in their essence. But you really know when the shit hits the fan and you've got a problem with whether that person will listen to you. Most people are not truly your friends. And that's just my own personal opinion. I know it sounds quite pessimistic, but that's what I've realised throughout my lifetime, that there's a lot of people that want the worst for you. And don't really give a shit about whether you're
you want to see who your real friends are, have a kid, go to jail, and be broke. That's when you're going to see who your real friends are. I'll say that now.
Alright, so I don't know if there's anything more you want to chat about, or should we just end it?
I think we've covered everything really.
I've got to stop ending the stream with like some weird jokes, so let's go on a serious note, man. So big up to us and everyone, man. Big up to everyone, big up to everyone. Let's do a little fist bump. Oh no, man. Woman last though. Alright, man, so I don't know. Odds! Did you want to chat about now? Alright, we'll wait for odds. Alright, so.
I'm saying done. This is too cold, fam.